Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be looking at Venus and Leo energy. We are looking at the week of August 24th through the 31st. I'm just going to wrap it up in one sweet package. Biggest cosmic influence is going to be that Venus and Leo energy. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I will read for the collective, and then I'm going to offer some free and paid mini tarot and astrology readings. Guys, please remember we are multi-streaming, so we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome. And just checking and make sure everything looks good, and it does. So I'm going to jump over to my notes. Welcome, ladies. I see everyone coming in. Vanessa joining us on Facebook, Sherry on YouTube, Sandra. The interesting part is that I've seen Diana over on the YouTube, but not on my restream. What is up with that? That can't be good. Diana is missing. I see her comment over there. Thank you, Sandra. But her comment is not showing up on my there it is. Okay, never mind. That was interesting. I've never seen that happen before. Our little pink hands, it didn't show it, so it's super weird. All right, guys, I'm really excited about tonight's live. I hope audio is good. I have the mic right in front of my face, so thank you for the mic check, Sandra. I just don't want to be connected to it. I want to be able to move around. Let me jump over to my notes real quick. Can you guys believe it's the last week of August? Oh my gosh, like it has flown by. All right, so here we go, guys. Here's going to be the breakdown of Venus and Leo. And this energy is going to peak on August 25th. But remember, guys, you could be feeling this energy already. Some of you may feel it a little bit after. So just keep that in mind. I am looking at the collective and focusing on divine energies for masculine and feminine, the challenges, and of course, the practical steps. All right. Here's the core energies for the collective. I actually have a little video. I had to put it in my notes to click on the video. All right, here we go, guys. So big heart energy is Venus and Leo. So imagine warmth, generosity, and a desire to shine love outwardly. So like the sun, Leo's ruler, it encourages sharing your unique light and appreciating others. Also, creative sparks can fly with this energy. Passion for self-expression, art, drama, romance. People feel bolder in love and creativity with Venus and Leo. For the divine feminine, the more receptive and magnetic energy, this energy is going to flourish as inspired creativity. So joyful self-love, radiant confidence. It's about knowing your inherent worth and attracting good things by being your authentic, vibrant self. That's going to be the divine feminine energy with Venus and Leo. For the divine masculine energy, which is more about the active and directing energy, this is going to manifest as courageous self-expression, protective generosity as well, and passionate action. It's about boldly sharing your gifts and championing loved ones and taking creative risks from a place of heart. So that is the main themes for Venus in Leo. Now I'm going to talk to you about the potential collective challenges. I'm so ready for Halloween too. Hi, Tiona. Oh my gosh. Sherry says, I'm ready for it to not to be a billion degrees. Today, y'all, the cold front came through, knocked a couple trees down. But it came through and I can already feel it cooling down. I'm so grateful. All right, here's the potential challenges with Venus and Leo for the collective. First one I have ego versus authenticity. So Leo shadow is vanity and needing constant applause. And the challenge is seeking validation externally, like look at me, love me, instead of feeling worthy internally. So that's divine feminine anchor. And expressing joyfully because it feels right. That's going to be the balanced masculine action. I think a lot of you are going to experience communication with masculine counterpart energies with Venus and Leo. All right, also drama overload. So passion can tip into unnecessary theatrics, jealousy, or attention seeking conflicts. Love might feel performative. Also, competitive love and generosity. Generosity might come with strings attached. So I gave you this, now you have to admire me. Love can feel like a contest for who's most adored with Venus and Leo. And also ignoring the quiet lights. Focusing on the loudest, flashiest expressions might overlook the quieter, genuine forms of love and creativity. That's going to be really important for you singles out there. All right. Practical steps that we can do to overcome the challenges and harmonize this energy. For divine feminine practice, anchor and self-worth, you're going to hear a lot of astrologers and other people that do what I do talk about the self-worth for divine feminine with Venus and Leo. I think a lot of you, I guess really depends on your chart. I feel like a lot of us though are like we're starting to not only see our worth but know our value. And I think with Venus and Leo, for a lot of us, this is just going to make it concrete for us, right? This could be definitely a good feminine practice, a daily feminine practice to anchoring self-worth. Look in the mirror, like every day. I do this every morning before I'm getting ready for work, putting on my makeup, getting ready to walk out the door, and genuinely appreciate one unique thing about yourself, and not just like your looks, but think about things like kindness or skills you have, or even just your laugh. Activities purely for joy. Do activities that just bring you happiness. Dance alone. Create art no one sees. I actually did that today. Created art no one is going to see. I threw it away when I was finished. It was super weird, but super cool. Connect this inner joy to your divine feminine core. All right. Also, I have express generosity authentically. This is going to be the divine masculine practice. So give compliments, help, or gifts without expecting anything back. Let the act itself be the reward. That's going to be balanced masculine action. Also, the masculine can also create and share, express your passion, art, ideas, love. But here's the trick for the masculine, because it needs to come out, not just for praise. Focus on the feeling of what it feels like to express yourself. Again, I feel like a lot of us are going to have communication with masculine counterparts with Venus and Leo. All right, I also have celebrate others. Celebrate others light. That's actually going to be that's going to help you balance your inner feminine and masculine. Actively appreciate, notice, and sincerely compliment others' talents, efforts, or their style. Be a supportive audience. That's receptive feminine appreciation meets active masculine encouragement. Collaborate with others, combine creative energies, co-create something beautiful, focusing on the shared joy and not individual glory. Little shadow work for those of you that do shadow work. Check your motives. Pause before doing anything, really, posting, gifting, making any type of grand gesture, and ask yourself, am I doing this for genuine joy and generosity, or for validation and attention? And if you are doing it for validation, go back up to step one where we talked about self-worth. All right, now let's talk about harvesting the energies for greater good. I love that, Diana. Diana says, I think that it's the best way to get rid of something you no longer need is write it down, draw it, whatever, then throw it away or burn it. Super love. All right, so here's the best way to harvest this Venus and Leo energy, again, for the greater good. The first one I have is collective joy and upliftment. Organize and join fun community events, block parties, art shows, fundraisers with a celebrity vibe. Use Leo's love of spectacle for positive communal connection. Spread warmth, random acts of kindness done with flair. Leave encouraging notes. Pay for someone's coffee anonymously but joyfully. If you guys are shy and you're like, I can't picture myself doing that, like I don't talk to people, I keep to myself, just start with something simple like a compliment. When I first came out of, well, I've always complimented people, I feel like. But I noticed that I really focused on it when I was coming out of my dark night of the soul. I had definitely spent a lot of time, internally in the dark. So when I came out into the world, one of the ways that I feel like Spirit helped me was by having me compliment other people, like walking up to random people, strangers. I like your hair. I like your dress. Beautiful shoes. Whatever it is that you notice about the person, that's going to be the easiest way to soak in this energy and harvest it for the greater good. All right, empower authentic expression. This is where this masculine energy comes into play. Create safe spaces. Support platforms, online or local, where diverse people feel safe to share their creative voice or stories without judgment. Mentor and encourage. Use your confidence, the divine masculine energy, to uplift others who are shy about sharing their gifts, nurturing divine feminine energy. I remember at the beginning of my awakening, um, I always used to say that, especially at the beginning of PLR, I always used to say that your counterpart energy will be your biggest cheerleader. Remember when I used to say that, for those of you that have been following me for a little while? And that was true at the beginning. It was almost like that energy taught me how to be my own cheerleader. Does that make sense? Like at first, he was the one that encouraged and inspired and all of those things. And it was like as I went through my journey, my awakening, I learned to do those things for myself, right? Sherry says, I compliment people all the time. I love that. Diana says, I like to speak to randoms. Sun, Sagittarius, I imagine that's very true. All right, another thing we can do, channel passion into heart-centered causes. So advocate with heart, support causes that you're passionate about. Um, Children's welfare situations, animal rescue. I think that's really popular with our collective. With Leo's charisma and conviction, right? Donate creatively, host a fundraiser, lead with love in community projects or workplaces. Inspire others by leading with enthusiasm, warmth, and recognition of their contributions. That's going to be the balanced divine masculine leadership infused with the feminine appreciation energy. All right, so key to harmony during Venus and Leo. It's going to be a dance. Let your divine feminine fuel your inner sense of worth and creative spark. Let your divine masculine give you the courage to express that spark generously and protect the space for others to shine. When both energies will work together, confidence rooted in self-love, which is the feminine, is expressed through bold, heartfelt action, which is the masculine. You avoid the pitfalls of ego and become a beacon of authentic light, uplifting yourself and the collective. So shine with others, not just for them. Enjoy the warmth. All right, here's going to be a simple and practical breakdown for all rising signs. And I want you guys to grab your birth charts. If you guys have your birth charts, grab them. I'm going to go over the rising signs for everyone, those of you that don't have your birth charts. But if you do have your birth chart, grab it, get it, because I'm offering free mini Venus transit readings. I'm going to tell you a little bit of information about how Venus and Leo may impact you based on your chart. Now, if you guys want to get into more detail, which we do have, I actually have two ready to go, that paid pre-live. So they got their more detailed Venus and Leo chart reading yesterday. So we're going to do those first, actually, and then I'll go over to the free ones after we get the energy exchanges. But grab your charts, guys. Grab your charts. I'm really getting into, like, I don't know, the more detailed parts of astrology. And it's almost like a new excitement. I don't know. I really liked astrology when I first started learning about it. And then it's like now that I'm diving like deeper, I've learned so much more new stuff that you can do just with your birth charts. You know what I mean? So it's like now that I've gotten this far, it's like it's new excitement for all the new things. All right, let's start with Aries rising. So for those of you that don't have your chart, and everyone else, you can focus on your rising sign. We do have several Aries risings here collectively at the PLR. So for Aries rising, the energy is going to be your charisma is turned all the way up. Love, creativity, and fun can feel magnetic with Venus and Leo. However, your challenge could be ego clashes in relationships, impulsive spending on glamour. The way to find balance with this energy for the feminine, own your worth without competing. For your inner masculine, lead with heart and not pride, and channel passion into creative projects or play, especially with kids. This will help you avoid drama. That's going to be Aries rising. All right, if you're a Taurus rising, the energy here with Venus and Leo is going to be love and beauty are going to bloom at home. Decorate, host, nature, nurture family bonds. The challenge that Taurus rising may experience with Venus and Leo is overindulging in luxury. You're going to see that coming up a lot for most of the signs because it's Venus and Leo. Also, resisting change in relationships. So, here's how you can find balance for Taurus rising. For your feminine energy, find security within, not through possessions. And for your masculine energy, create stability with joy, not rigidity. And practical step that you can take here is going to be to redecorate a space. You could cook lavish meal for a loved one. These types of energy are going to help you come into alignment with Venus and Leo. All right, next is Gemini rising. So if you're a Gemini rising, the energy is going to be your words will sparkle. So flirting, writing, socializing can feel effortless at this time. The challenge for Gemini rising is going to be scattered attention, superficial connections. Your feminine energy needs to listen deeply, don't just entertain. And your masculine energy needs to communicate with heartfelt conviction. Share your ideas boldly. You can do this through podcasts, blogs, or even just conversation. All right, if you're a Cancer rising like me and Sherry, right? I always forget that Sherry, because I know she's the Cancer rising, but it's like I almost forget sometimes she's Cancer sun and Cancer rising. All right, so for Cancer rising, Venus and Leo, this is money and values align with your heart. Invest in joy and, again, self-worth. Your challenge could be overspending to feel loved. So, in other words, spending on other people, taking things too personally as well. Your feminine energy needs to nurture your inner child's creativity, while your masculine energy protects your energy. Don't people please at this time, Cancer rising. Buy something beautiful that makes you smile. I did that the other day. I had to get. I'm not a shopper. Like I don't really like go get stuff for myself. I should, right? But I don't. I always feel like I'm behind, or I always feel like I owe something, or I always feel like I'm, I don't know. So I'm not a big shopper. I don't go out and just buy me stuff. But I had to get a shirt for a blouse for my son's dinner, wedding dinner. The dinner they have before the wedding. um, And I mean, I have a few blouses. I have clothes that are like 20 years old. I mean, I really hold on to things, to say the least. um, and I really take care of my clothes. I try to anyway. Um, so like for the wedding, I wore this shirt that I've had probably since like 2014, 2015. So yeah, and then I went and got me this shirt at Walmart, of course. Um, y'all, I don't know if you've heard the news, but I don't know if I'm supposed to, I just heard it in my mind, so I'm gonna say it. Don't get the shrimp at the Walmart. Apparently, there's some big outbreak with the shrimp at Walmart. Somebody here has went and got the shrimp at Walmart. Why else would Spirit tell me to say that? But it's a true thing. There's like you can Google it. There's a massive I don't know. They're radioactive or something. Something's wrong with the shrimp. Anyway, I then totally lost track of what I was saying because of the stupid shrimp. So now I gotta know like who's going to Walmart to buy shrimp. But anyway, I went and I got a shirt, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but here lately, like they're tearing the tags, the prices off the like probably off everything. Um, I had just met my daughter-in-law's dad, and he was telling me that it's because of the tariffs. Like everything is so high, so they're like taking the prices off. So I was like really concerned because I can't be spending like an ungodly amount on a blouse. You know what I mean? It was pretty decently priced. It was more than like I would normally spend. But I got it because it was nice. It was pretty. It made me feel pretty, and I wore it to his wedding dinner thing. It's hanging up now. I don't know where I'll wear it again, but who knows. All right, let's do Leo rising next. If you're a Leo rising, Venus and Leo, you're the star, right? So confidence, magnetism, romance will glow at this time. You may be feeling like you're needing constant validation. You may also be experiencing some vanity with this energy. The best way to balance yourself out with your feminine is going to be to shine because you love yourself, not for applause. And with your masculine, it's going to be use your influence to uplift others. Wear something that makes you feel regal as well. And you could also lead a group project during this time. All right, if you're a Virgo rising, Venus in Leo is giving you healing inner shadows energy. So, quiet self love, spiritual creativity. A challenge you could experience is over criticizing your heart's desire or even hiding your light. Best way to find balance here with your feminine energy, accept your flaws as part of your magic. And with your masculine energy, serve others joyfully, not compulsively. Practical step you can take with Venus and Leo is going to be to journal or create art in private. Practice self praise as well. All right, Libra rising. If you're a Libra rising, Venus and Leo on August 25th is going to bring friendships and groups can definitely light up for you at this time. It's social butterfly era type of energy. The challenge that you may feel is losing yourself in others, ignoring red flags for harmony. And the way to find balance here is going to be for your feminine to attract connections that reflect your worth. And for your masculine, set boundaries with charm. Practical step that Libra rising can take with Venus and Leo is throw a party and collaborate on art or activism. All right, Scorpio rising. We're actually going to do a chart for a Scorpio rising. Okay, so Scorpio rising, Venus and Leo energy is going to be about career and legacy for you. You kind of get a charismatic boost in these areas of life. You definitely want to shine in your role at this time. A challenge for Scorpio rising could be power struggles using charm manipulatively. Divine balance here for the feminine is going to be trust your magnetism, no force is needed. And for the masculine, lead with passion, not control. Practical step for Scorpio rising with Venus and Leo is going to be pitch a bold idea at this time. Also, wear power colors like red or gold. All right, if you're a Sagittarius rising, Venus and Leo energy is going to be adventure, learning, travel with love. Optimism could definitely be very attractive at this time. The challenge that Sagittarius rising could feel is overpromising or ignoring details in relationships. The way to find balance here for the feminine is going to be find joy in the journey, not just the goal. And for the masculine, share your wisdom generously. Practical step for Sagittarius rising is going to be plan a trip or take a fun class and flirt with a stranger. Actually was having like a whole conversation with Spirit before the live, where I was definitely getting some lessons and enjoy the journey and not the destination type of thing. And I feel like the message that I was getting was like there is no destination, or I mean like there is no, the thing about Spirit is like sometimes Spirit talks to me, it's pictures and it's like energy and it's like I gotta put the puzzle pieces together, right? But like there's no end, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like there's, even if you reach a goal, like let's say, oh, I want to be a doctor, right? I'm a heart surgeon. And then I go to school and I become a heart surgeon. Well, now what? Right? There's always going to be something else. Even if you reach that goal, you're constantly growing and you're constantly wanting more and you're constantly looking into a future type of time. You see what I'm trying to say? So I feel like Spirit was telling me before the live, like, there's no destination. There's nowhere you're going. I mean, that's not true. I'm going lots of places, but it's not like there's no like end place, I guess is the best way I could say it. All right, Capricorn rising. If you're a Capricorn rising, we're almost through them, guys. The energy here is going to be deep emotional and financial bonds can intensify. Also, passionate growth is going to be prominent at this time. For Capricorn rising, the challenge could be fear of losing control in love or hiding vulnerability. The way to find balance here for your feminine energy is let love soften you. And for your masculine energy, commit courageously to what excites you. And a practical step for Capricorn rising with Venus and Leo is going to be invest in shared dreams. Intimate date nights could be helpful at this time as well. All right, if you're an Aquarius rising, the Venus and Leo energy is going to be about relationships, getting passionate. You could also be attracting bold partners at this time. The challenge for Aquarius rising is going to be pushing people away to stay independent. Also, fixed opinions could be an issue for Aquarius rising. The way to find balance here for your feminine energy is embrace intimacy as freedom, not loss of self. And for the masculine, innovate in how you love. Practical step for Aquarius rising, try something new with a partner or even host a themed gathering. And last one, Pisces rising. So if you're a Pisces rising, Venus and Leo energy is going to impact your daily work and health. And I feel like you're going to feel joyful in these areas. You could also create some very creative routines. Challenge for Pisces rising with Venus and Leo is going to be escaping into fantasy and neglecting practical needs. So the way to find divine balance here for your feminine energy, infuse magic into mundane tasks. And for your masculine energy, structure your inspiration. A practical step that you can take for Pisces rising with Venus and Leo is going to be beautify your workspace and dance while you're cleaning. All right, here are some key points for all signs. Divine feminine. Here's a good way to help you harvest Venus and Leo. Ready? I have a affirmation. I am worthy because I exist. My joy is my power. Divine feminine. I am worthy because I exist. My joy is my power. For the divine masculine, the best way to harvest Venus and Leo energy affirmation could be I express my heart boldly and protect others' light. I express my heart boldly and protect others' light. Avoid seeking external validation, ego battles, love as competition, and embrace authentic self expression, celebrating others, and creating joy. All right, guys, that's what I have for Venus in Leo. I love you, Sandra. I not now, but I used to always forget that you were a Scorpio rising. Um, After the collective reading, I get to do the astrology part, and I have a. Are you ready for this? I didn't do this on purpose, but I mean, I guess it kind of seems that way. But we have two. One is Sherry. One's going to be anonymous, so I can't tell you who the second chart is. That makes it fun in itself, doesn't it? But the first one is a Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. And the second chart we're going to look at is a Venus, or I'm sorry, a Scorpio Sun and a Scorpio Rising. And then we'll do Sandra's. All right, let's do collective first. Didn't mean to have my puffer up there. All right, in the collective, I'm told we're going to look at masculine energy, feminine energy, bridging energy. Of course, I'm going to start out with the um, Angel Inspiration Oracle. Then I'm going to do a head, heart, and higher self for both so we can, oh, I forgot to move the mic. So that we can look at what everybody's thinking, feeling, and what the higher self lesson is. And then I will close it out with a guidance card. I am offering also free Venus readings tonight, guys. And of course, the energy exchange, more detailed reading. And you got me all night. So, like, I'm not in any hurry. I don't got anywhere to go. I only sleep like 5 hours a night anyway. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's start masculine energy first, please. Okay, so we have Archangel Raguel coming out. Okay, so there could be some disputes happening for the divine masculine. There could be some arguments, disagreements. When we see the Archangel Raguel card, it talks about, it says that this archangel has to come down because the other angels have gotten into some type of argument. He's like the police of the angels, right? All right, let's look at the feminine energy. It's also number 7, I want to point out, for the divine masculine. We have 26 for the divine feminine. We have step into the light, and I heard the word portal. I mean, it kind of looks like a portal. I feel like the divine feminine could be going through some type of, I mean, I know we just had like Lionsgate and all of that, but I don't think that's it. This is giving me more of like, sorry, I'm having a brain fart, ascension lift. It's giving me more of that energy. It's like a big surge. And I'm actually getting a little bit of a message, so I'm just going to spit it out. I noticed the waves, so I asked Spirit, like, what's the issue with the waves in the picture? It's emotion, so it's almost like divine feminine has gotten, I don't know, control of their emotions, or you're not triggered as easily, I'm hearing. Um, and you're not reacting as much, you're responding more, if you're even responding. So there's definitely some big type of ascension lift. The weirdest thing just happened. Um, I heard my phone ringing, which I mean is impossible. I mean it can't ring. I wouldn't hear it. The mic thing is hooked up. Um, but I have a certain ringtone. It's from the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know the song "Come Get Your Love." You know what I'm talking about? I swear I just heard that. I looked up at my phone. Like, is my phone ringing? All right, let's do bridging energy. Ooh, look at that. Check your emotions. So big confirmation, right? What did I just say? Um, so for both masculine and feminine. So for the masculine, this could be about like, masculine energy is physical, right? So this could be like physical fights, physical arguments. For the feminine, it's more emotional, it's more internal. I'm getting a couple of different things. I'm getting like, I feel like it's almost like a test. And I feel like we know it's a test. So we're not ignoring things, right? Anything that's making us emotional. The masculine is probably learning to like speak authentically or even be like vulnerable, instead of like just mean and controlling to cover up the vulnerability, right? And the feminine is probably being like less reactive, um, like less triggered, more processing the emotion or whatever it is instead of reacting to it. That could be like our current spiritual lesson at this time. And I always wonder, like when we get to the bridging energy, I always wonder, like, why is that like our lesson at this moment? Show justice is at the bottom. There's this energy of having to balance the scales, having to fight for something. The blindfold is sticking out to me. All right, I pulled Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. This is what I want to use to clarify. So let's look at the Archangel Raphael. Two cards come out: the Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Eight of Pentacles could have something to do with work, dedication, focus. Um, the High Priestess is about an inner knowing. Again, it's also about reactive energy, being in control of their emotions. But there's something with this Eight of Pentacles that's sticking out to me. So something could happen in a work situation for the Divine Masculine. It talks about the light's cooking me, y'all. I'm sorry, I gotta turn it down. It talks about like I picked the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight, so they're a little bit different. So instead of showing like someone focused on Eight Pentacles, it shows someone sitting on their I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, on their bum, right? Like on their bottom. And it talks about it doesn't matter how many times we fall down. It's how many times, it's about the getting back up, right? And when it talks about how we don't quit. Quitting is not an option. So for Divine Masculine, they could feel like they fell down. like they've, I don't know, stumbled. It could have been emotional for them. It could have had something to do with, like, you know, arguing with somebody, heated arguments, emotional argument. I step into the light for divine feminine. I have the Sun card. Let's go ahead and get two. And the Ace of Swords. The Sun card is strong Leo energy. Ace of Swords is definitely like new clarity and new understanding. It may even be new communication. But I'm getting it more as new clarity, new understanding, which really, I'm also getting like joy and happiness with the Sun card. So, I mean, it really kind of points out, like, confirms the ascension lift that I was feeling. And it's much more than just, because we experience ascension lifts all the time. It's like, well, we'll be right here going on a journey, and then it's like all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've jumped, we've went further, and we've caught on to something, we learned something. It's like, oh wow, I'm so glad that didn't take me so long. This is way more. This is like a push. This is like it's like the waters are being parted so she can go through the portal. So it's almost like, because you're not being triggered the way you were, or you're not reacting to triggers the way you did, you're finding more joy and more happiness. You're finding more clarity on how to find more joy and more happiness. All right, check your emotions was number 32. It's the bridging energy. We have the Fool and the Queen of Wands. Temperance is on the bottom. Overall, everybody is going through a slow healing stage or phase. The Fool card and the Queen of Wands. The Fool card talks about, well, of course, it talks about taking a leap of faith, but you see the puppet strings? So in the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight, the Fool card talks about being controlled or manipulated by something. Then we have the Queen of Wands. And again, I picked Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. So in the Queen of Wands, it does talk about kindness. And I do feel that, check your emotions, it's most likely there's some type of conflict between counterpart energies, right? And that needs to be cleared up. Like, that's what's happening with divine masculine, divine feminine. But with the bridging energy, I feel like with those of you that have counterpart energies, it is going to be about the kindness and all of that. But it's the card where she's not sitting in her throne. She's not sitting in her chair. So it's the card that says she's not confident in who she is. And I think if you're on the same type of journey as me and you're still questioning, like, what type of awakening you're having or why you're experiencing certain things, then it's like you're doing a disservice to yourself. I think that's going to be our bridging energy. Divine timing, welcome. All right, let's look at head, heart, and higher self. And let's start with the divine masculine. I never doubted you or what you're capable of. This is in the head space. Block me then is in the heart space. Only those who care about you can hear you when you're quiet is higher self. I always dream about you is on the bottom. How's everybody's dreams? I know. It's not a laughing matter. I guess we probably should talk about the dreams more often, but I made the dream journal, you guys. I'm just saying, I have a dream journal that helps you. Um, let's talk about it. Like I have this dream journal that I made. I sell it on Amazon. Links are always in the description box. It asks you like really specific questions about your dream, the people in your dreams, the location, the mood or emotions that you felt, all of this stuff that you put down on here. And if you keep track of your dreams, it can actually help you interpret your dreams and help you figure out like why you're having certain dreams. And the only reason I bring up the dreams is because, again, that's really collective and everyone's having like really intense dreams. All right, in the headspace, I never doubted you or what you were capable of. There's something about the capable of that's sticking out to me. That could be what divine masculine is thinking about. In the heart space, block me then is here. It's coming out a little sideways, right? So it's giving me, of course, this could be a message from divine feminine to divine masculine, but um, I think it's divine masculine to divine feminine. But I think it's more, I think collectively, most feminine energies have the masculine energy blocked. If you're feeling out of alignment in your journey and you have your counterpart energy blocked, that definitely could be like significant obstacle in your path, right? Now, of course, if you have to block someone to keep yourself like physically safe, one, that's not your twin, and two, keep them blocked, right? All right. Only those who care about you can hear you when you're quiet. So higher self is teaching divine masculine. Most like I'm getting a lot of telepathy with this card here. So it's like really it's the counterpart energy that can hear. Like we don't need any words, right? We don't need any words to be spoken out loud. And honestly, I guess the telepathy is probably something that we should talk about more here as well. I found this channel. I'm not quite ready to say the person's name because I haven't watched enough of her videos yet. But I found this channel today of this. She's an older woman as well, right? She's probably, I don't know, same age, maybe like, I don't know, maybe early 50s. Um, but she very like openly goes out and makes videos with her face on the video and talks about the twin flame journey, like just very openly. I watched a video that she did called Why You Can't Date Other People. Like why it doesn't work for those of us, you know, on this very specific type of journey. It was such a good video. Oh my gosh. And it gave me such confirmation. But I remember watching the video and I was just thinking, like, how do people get the cojones, like, to come out here and talk about this stuff? Like, to a normal person who's not going through this type of awakening, it would sound ludicrous. You know what I mean? It would sound like out of this world. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how people get the balls to do it, to be perfectly honest. Like I struggle to talk about like what's happening or what I've experienced. I mean, I'm getting better at it, of course, but it's a challenge. All right, feminine. Do your thing and I'll do mine. You helped me start my spiritual awakening. And I think I made a mistake. I actually got this when I was shuffling at the very, like, getting ready for the live. I'm also seeing I'm doing this to protect you. And I wish I had all the answers. If you're in 3D separation, it's definitely for protection. Like you don't want to be around this person during the times of like whatever's happening to them, right? Especially if they're dealing with a lot of like disagreements and arguments and like people in their face, and especially like in a work situation, right? Um, I don't know, the divine masculine protects the divine feminine. And many, many times that comes through separation. It comes through 3D physical separation because separation is an illusion. It's actually not real. You're whole all the time. You're always in. And I wish I had all the answers. Me too. Me too. For divine feminine, I think this is a little bit of self-worth energy with I think I made a mistake. Like, who cares, right? We are all learning that one, there's no such thing as mistakes. We cause delays because our souls want to learn certain stuff, right? Um, I do believe there is some communication in the heart space, but I will say the divine feminine seems very centered in her own journey. I don't feel the energy of like pulling my energy back anymore. I used to have to do that all the time. I don't really have to do that anymore. Like, I'm in my own lane and I don't know, I just stay here now. And I think that's kind of what's happening for the divine feminine. But what I will say, and don't shoot the messenger, is I'm picking up a little bit, and that's probably why we have the check your emotions as the bridging energy, especially with the Fool card and the puppet strings, because I'm definitely picking up a little bit of um, resentment. Um, I'm also picking up a little bit of like victim consciousness, and that could be both sides. All right, let's pull. Woohoo! Guidance. I'm just gonna pull the ones I dropped out. Okay, so cause and effect. You are aware of the love that you create in your thoughts as an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Unity, you understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. That's one of my favorites. Acceptance, you're ready to release control of situations or people. That's this card right here. And lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. And harmony is here, which we've seen that harmony card in the show Justice, the Libra scale. I'm sorry, the balance scales also speak on harmony, right? So you're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. All right, guys, that's going to be your collective. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to let you guys watch our little video while I clean up and get ready for our astrology reads. That one took it out of me. I don't know. It's like I almost got like the wind knocked out of me or something. It's weird. Weird feeling. Sandra, I'm over 60. So yeah, dust harder. I'm 46, guys. I'm 46. It feels weird to say that. I feel like I stayed at 40 for a couple of years, you know what I mean? So it was like all of a sudden I went from 40 to like 44 and I was like, what? Oh, I love it, Sherry. I'm glad. I hope it was helpful. Okay, I have to swap cameras because I need my phone. So give me just a second. It should just keep going. Might lose sound, but it's okay. All right, let me know if you can hear me. Do we have sound check? It might be a little different because it's on my laptop. Do you hear it? Can you give me a sound check? I'm gonna take this one off. Sound is still good? Sweet. All right. And I'll put it back in just a moment. I just want to be able to do these charts. Divine timing. Did you get a chart? I love that. Okay. So let me show you the first one we're doing is Sherry's. And there's certain things that I'm looking at with this transit. So let me pull her chart up. All right, so let me make sure that is a Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. It is. It is. Okay, so when you look at a transit chart, let's talk about that for a moment. And guys, I'm not an astrology teacher. Um, I'm learning astrology myself. Okay, so I'm sharing with you what I've learned myself. There's so much to learn in astrology that we would never be able to like sit down one day and just talk about all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just impossible. Renee, welcome. So, what I want you to notice is that I posted the wrong chart. So let me go back. Give me a second. I mean, that's her birth chart, but that's not the transit chart. Okay. So watch out for just a moment. I swear I'll get better at hitting these buttons. Okay. So I need this button, this button, this button, this button, this button. I'm hitting buttons, y'all. Just bear with me. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, if y'all only knew. Oh, come on. I'm gonna get it, I promise. Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, so I'm clicking a different one, and I swear it just keeps putting the same one up there. Do it. Do it. Do it. Oh, it did it. Thank you. Have mercy. I know, right? Like, what was that? Okay, that is a transit chart. And that is a Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising transit chart. Now, I want you to notice that it doesn't show your birthday, Sherry. It shows your chart in that small inner circle, and then it shows what the chart is going to look like on the outside of the circle for August 25th. And I put 8 p.m. because, that's when we be doing our lives, right? Yes, absolutely, Diana. Yes. Okay, so the thing for Sherry's, the way that Venus is in Leo is impacting Sherry's chart is the transit is sextile her natal Pluto in the third house Virgo. So here's the core themes for this energy. Um, we have 12th house in play here, and we have second house in play here. So there's subconscious desires, and you want to shine through in some way where you feel like you are valued or like you've earned something. That's going to be your second house. So it's going to help you focus on value and resources. Remember, Venus is love and money. You may have a desire for recognition of value, again, like you've earned something. It's going to be important that you invest in your self worth. When it comes to money, it's going to be important that you negotiate powerfully. In other words, like when you communicate, it's going to be that Virgo energy. Um, Pluto's going to help you like say things with like command, like you're demanding it. You also have healing subconscious wounds. This could be a powerful time. Here's the Pluto energy to transform your relationships with money, resources, again, self worth, because that's your second house. You're going to do this with your communication skills, again, like speaking something, you're demanding it, your analytical mind as well. I have potential for manifestations with increased income. bonuses. And I want you to know, Sherry, if any of these happen, you have to come and tell me. Gifts or feeling more financially secure or appreciated. Okay, so for Sherry, this transit is going to help you embrace and confidently own your worth. It's going to help you communicate your value with precision and power because that's your Pluto Virgo third house. And it's going to help you transform your relationships with tangible resources that support your life and self esteem. All right, and then about one more thing. So Venus and Leo transiting your natal Pluto, sextile with your natal Pluto, is conflicts and changes may briefly come up for you in established relationships during these few days. Again, this is where you're going to need to stand up for yourself. That Pluto energy is really going to help you. Like, Pluto is death and rebirth, so it's helping you completely end something and make the path, like take the first step into the new you, the new, Sherry that stands up for herself and demands her worth or her value. You may also see some deep rooted issues that come to surface at this time that affect your values. So there may be changes now in what you value, or your creative and artistic abilities could also be altered at this time. It's going to be important that during these few days, these changes that you're trying to focus on, try to focus on things that are truly important to you, and to consciously value yourself more as a result of deeper knowledge and experience in this period of time. All right, that's what I got for sharing. Cancer rising, Sun sign in Cancer, and Venus and Leo transiting the natal Pluto. All right, let's do the second one. Second one is an anonymous. I can do these anonymously, guys. Like, if you don't want me to tell people, hey, this is your chart, not a problem. All right, this one is Scorpio Sun and Scorpio rising. Everybody send this person hugs, right? Um, I don't know how else to say that, because I don't know. Scorpio Sun in itself is challenging, but to have a Scorpio Sun and Scorpio rising, have mercy. All right, so this is going to be transiting. So Venus and Leo is going to be transiting in a strong trine with your natal Mercury. So the transit is going to bring soft and receptive, pleasant sensibility to your communication and to your mental processes for a few days. Excellent time for computerized graphic work or primarily mental activities in pursuit of graceful sense of aesthetics. You're going to be more in tune with the beauty of your surroundings at this time. Your communication is unusually receptive and loving, so you're likely to connect with siblings or intimate partners in a very fruitful manner during this period. Venus and Leo, August 25th. I feel like it's going to make you feel very full of joy or life. You could experience some calm discussions and clear messages in these few days. And this is essentially a peaceful and loving period of time in the area of communication and mental pursuits. And I just want to point out the connection or the differences in this particular person's chart compared to our divine masculine reading, where Welcome. Where we talked about how right now, currently, the divine masculine is experiencing a lot of not saying things right, right? Like, and a lot of disagreements and arguments. So it's almost like as August 25th comes around, this Venus, especially for this particular person, this Venus and Leo transit could help you kind of calm those disagreements and say things in a more kinder, compassionate, and empathetic way. All right, that's what I have for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising. All right, let me go grab Sandra's chart. I already have it on here. And we'll just do everybody's at 8 p.m. Used to be our time, right? I have this app, guys. My app, I just type it in there. So I pull up Sandra's chart. I click on the date I want, August 25th. I'm going to put 8 p.m. I'm calling it the Venus and Leo transit because that's what it is. I click this little button right here and it's going to pull up her chart. Bam. Sherry says, although I have no idea what that chart said, I understand. I know it looks complicated, but really, honestly, I swear it looks more complicated. Like let's use our sample chart. Like it is it it's so much more. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's, once you break it down and you learn about the things, it's like everything else. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's that easy, right? But when you're first looking at it and you don't know what all the parts and pieces are, you could be looking at it and be like, oh my gosh, what the heck, right? Oh, I got your cow, Diana. All right, Sandra, I'm fixing to pull it up now. And those other ones, guys, like I got to look at them and study them and um, pick at them. You know what I mean? Like Sandra's, I'm doing it right now. So bear with me. Sherry says all the lines. The lines are the aspects. Now, I will say that those are definitely the more challenging um, parts of the chart. But again, it's another thing that, like, once you learn them, you understand them, and it's okay. All right. So for these guys, I'm going to do a screen sharing because it takes so long to put them up on there, doesn't it? So let me do it this way. So here, here, and here. This one. Thank you. All right, and then here, here. All right. Sandra's chart. Say Capricorn rising in there. I think so. All right. So the first thing I'm looking at are those lines. I want to be able to see how Venus and Leo connects to everything, right? It's interesting because out of all the charts that I've looked at, Sandra, you have the most going on with this. Like this Venus and Leo transit is going to impact you. Like notice on the two examples that I did, the anonymous and Sherry's chart, they only had one aspect that was, the transit was going to connect to one thing on their chart. Yours is several. So I'm just going to pick one. Let's do Venus is going to be trine your natal sun sign. So see Venus on the outside chart, sun sign on the inside chart. Trine is the triangle. It means that they're going to work well together. This is relationship energy. Um, there's something about the Venus relationship energy that could come into your conscious awareness over the next few days while Venus is in Leo. You can be more sympathetic than usual. You're also going to experience heightened artistic perception. Again, love of beauty. I feel like you're going to start to notice or appreciate your surroundings as well with this transit. Like things just look prettier. Nature, your home, that type of thing. It's going to be a good time to take stock and try to get an inside view of your relationships. And you may go through this energy where you feel like you're trying to discover which relationships are important to you. Your sun sign also, like 10th house, it could also say that, I know it's going to sound funny, but okay, so your sun sign is like your overall everything, right? And then 10th house is like career. I feel like Venus and Leo is going to help you start spending the money that you work hard to make on yourself without like guilt or shame. And one doesn't really have anything to do with the other, but just because the fact that Mercury's there as well, it's almost like it's going to make you be able to talk about it. Like, let's say you buy things, but you don't tell people because maybe you have guilt or shame, right? You bought it, like me and that shirt, right? Um, you're gonna be able to to say it. You're gonna be able to tell people, "Hey, I bought that for myself. I earned that. You know, my self worth and value says I earned this thing that I purchased for myself." But I definitely feel like the relationships is going to be the bigger issue. It's going to be more about, and I think for you, Sandra, it's more about um, like who's meant to be in your life and who's not. You're going to stop. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I feel like you're going to be encouraged. Venus and Leo is going to encourage you to like stop taking care of people like out of necessity or out of like feeling like you have to. All right, that's what I got for Sandra's chart on the fly. I just want to say on the fly. All right, let me pull up Diana's. Guys, don't forget, I'm also offering um, free ones. So if you have your chart and you do the $10, it's totally fine. Just tell me, comment if you have your chart, comment in the live chat and tell me where is Venus on your chart? Like what house and what planet what house is it in and what sign is that house ruled by? All right, let me get Diana's chart. Now the free ones, I'm not going to be able to pull your charts up, guys, but I can still tell you the stuff. All right, I'm just pulling up Diana's. Came with the 8 p.m. I love doing these. I could do these all night long. Uh-oh, I'm so sorry. We can still grab it. We'll grab her. All right, let me go ahead and screenshot yours just so I have it ready. I like to cut off the city and state, even if you don't live there anymore. Like I don't know, it just makes me feel better. All right, I know I have her chart. How interesting. We just had the Cancer Sun, Cancer rising. We did the Scorpio Sun, Scorpio rising. And hers, I forgot. Capricorn Sun. It's Capricorn Moon. Taurus rising. All right, let me pull up the transit. It's just a couple of days away, guys. You have to already be feeling this energy, especially for those of us on this type of spiritual awakening journey. I feel like we feel our energies a little sooner. My nails are so dirty. I picked up a tree today, y'all. I was at work, um, just sitting there enjoying the sunshine, not a cloud in the sky. And then all of a sudden, I had to dive for cover under the desk. I'm just kidding. I didn't have to, but I almost did. Like I thought about it. Um, and we had a bad storm, like a storm from out of nowhere, and it knocked one of the one of the trees down at one of the campsites right next to the little store I work in. So I was out there picking up tree stuff. I mean, we were all out there, tractors and pickup trucks and all the things, getting it out. But I remember I was like picking up the brush, like the leafy part, and I remember thinking, like, my nails are getting so dirty. I've almost got it. Okay, I gotta get faster at this, right? Like, I feel like I'm sticking forever. All right, here. I love being able to do these live though. Just have my phone and click, click, click. I have four new baby wild kittens in my shed. Oh, Miss L, welcome. Miss L's got puppies. We learned today, sad news, that Carson is allergic to cats. I'm so sorry, Miss L. Um, yeah, he totally broke it. Okay, screen sharing. I gotta go change it real fast. Here. Yay, I did it. Did it swap on the screen? Screen All right. So that is divine timings transit chart. Let me just take a quick look really quickly. Again, several like Sandra's. And I think what is not certain, but like what is I would say is challenging for divine timing is going to be, like, before I even get into the aspects part, is going to be the Venus and Leo with this big all the planets in her eighth house. All right, let's go look at it. Okay, two things stick out to me, divine timing. With this transit, Venus and Leo, and if you notice Venus is in Leo at 0 degrees, like that's why it's at 8 p.m. I made it right on the dot. So one thing that sticks out about to me before I even get to the Venus part is that the moon is in Libra at 5 degrees, and it's going to be squared your moon divine timing. That's pretty significant. It definitely could cause like a lot of emotions, but it's emotions in your home, like in your home and your family life. You could definitely be a little moody on the 25th with that square. Just want to point out the moon in Libra is also square your natal Neptune, so both of those are really significant. All right, but here's your Venus. Are you ready? Venus in Leo is going to be in opposition, it's opposing directly across your natal midhaven. Okay, so this is going to affect your public life. This is going to include things like work and career, also authority figures, the relationship energy again, just like Sanders. Again, you could feel more sympathetic than usual. So your midhaven, I guess I should tell you that first. Your midhaven on your chart, it's always at the cusp of your 10th house, and it represents your career, public image, and what you're meant to achieve in this world. When there's an opposition, Venus and Leo, and you're the only one, by the way, divine timing, um, that I seen that has, I mean, the only one chart I've studied that has this opposition. So it makes me ask you a couple of questions. Like, I want to know, I hope she's still with us. I want to know, do you like your job? Do you like your job? Because if you don't like your job, or if you don't feel like your career is where you want it to be, or you don't feel valued in your job or career, then Venus and Leo. And if you look at your chart, I mean, it's not in opposition because it's 1 degree, but Pluto is right there. Pluto is right there. That is a common belief, Miss Al. Yeah. So yeah, for divine timing, I think this has to do with your job, your career. If you do like your job and career, like let's say you quit, maybe you were, I'm just using this as an example, okay? But maybe you were like a bus driver, and you've done it your whole life, and you did it because your aunt was a bus driver, and your mom's mom, and your all these, that type of thing, right? And so you just did it because they did it. Well, then you get to like spiritual awakening, and you find your purpose. Like you find something that you're supposed to do. You really enjoy doing. Um, Maybe it doesn't bring a lot of money, right? A lot of like physical, like dollar bills. Um, so you, so for example, if you started doing that job, like following your purpose, and then you went back to being the bus driver or whatever because that brought more money, then Venus and Leo is going to make you. I don't know how to explain it. Like just scratch that. It's gonna like make you want to follow your purpose. It's gonna make you want to figure out how you can uh, budget with less, what you can remove that's unnecessary so that you can follow your purpose, whatever purposeful job that is for you. If you're doing it, like if you've already done it and you're sticking it out, Venus and Leo would definitely give you the ending to the anxiety or the self doubt that comes with following purpose, especially when you can connect your purpose with your career, right? Yeah. So I think for divine timing, it's definitely more about like I feel like for most of the ones that we talked about tonight, it was more about internal. It was how we feel about ourselves, self worth, and then it was about relationships, right? For divine timing, it's more outer life, the people, in the outside of the home, and definitely very career focused, very money focused, value focused. Not just value, though, as what we see valuable, but the actual physical cash. All right. That's what I have for divine timing. What do y'all think? Especially the ones on the fly. Like those are hard. Hopefully she posts the reads back up. Tell me the video. Let me put it up. Oh man, where's my video? Okay, hold on. Did anybody want a free Venus and Leo transit? Remember, all you got to do is tell me your house that Venus is in for you, and I'll give you a kind of broad or general explanation of how Venus and Leo may impact you. Now, for those of you that it was like that, oh no, no, no. I unplugged my phone. Okay, let me. Okay. All right. Renee says eighth house. Venus in her eighth house. Um, Eighth house is intimacy and shared resources. So you could experience deep, passionate bonds, investing in joint creative ventures, and that's lighting up for me. So that's going to be something. Magnetic intimacy also lighting up for me. So that's going to be something. Let's see. Um, I feel like with eighth house, it's going to help you own like your sexual power, sensual power, but not feel guilty or shameful about it. I feel like the challenge for eighth house is going to be manipulative power plays or jealousy. Eighth house. Something that could be helpful for you personally with this transit. Um, forgiving old debts. Forgiving old debts. That could come up for you with Venus and Leo, eighth house. All right, I hope that was so helpful. Am I still? Do I have Diana? Is Diana next? You sent me a picture of your chart. All right, let me pull up Diana's chart. All right, let me screen share. Moon and rising conjunct. You Scorpio. I tell you guys what. Nothing to play with. Powerhouses. All right. Do we get it on there? No. Oh, it's not letting me. I don't see it on my screen. Do you see it on your screen? Mm, there we go. Okay, it should be on there now. I didn't do such a good job of cutting that one. My screenshot was a little sloppy. All right, give it just a second. It should pop on there. right, should be on there now. Sweet. All right, let me look at it real quick. You don't have one. There's not one an aspect on the chart. All right, so look on the outside circle. Diana doesn't have one. I don't even know what that means. I have to go look. um, I mean, it's still going to impact. I mean, it's still third house, ninth house, but look on the outside circle. So look for Venus. She's green. Looks like a little person with a head and body up there next to Jupiter. Ninth house. You see it on the outside circle? See how you can go into the inside where the lines are, and there's no lines pointing to that green Venus in Leo? See that? Not a single. That means it's not impacting any of your planetary placements. But I'll tell you what transits are impacting your planetary placements on August 25th, the day that Venus goes into Leo. The sun is going to be trine your natal Mars. The moon is square your natal Mercury. Moon is square your natal Mars. Have mercy. Moon is in opposition of natal Jupiter. Mercury will be trine your sun. It's going to be Mercury will be in opposition of your Saturn. Mercury is going to be square your Neptune. Mercury is going to be conjunction to your midhaven. Jupiter is going to be in opposition to your natal Venus. And Jupiter will trine your natal Neptune. Give me just a moment and I'll tell you what all that means. Okay, with all the squares, with the moon being square, all your Mercuries, this is where you get conflict between like your emotions, how you feel, and reason. You could definitely experience difficulties in communication. And here's an interesting part. Venus and Leo transiting the moon in strong square with your natal Mercury could have something to do with communication with a significant female, such as mom. If that happens, make sure to come back and tell me. It's going to be really important not to hold back painful communication at this time. I feel like Venus at this whole day, August 25th, you'll be more emotionally present. You could, although there is an issue with communication and with like motherly figures, you could have the opposite effect in your everyday home. So relationships in your home, your family members, for instance, could feel a very positive effect August 25th. And it's almost like it's very beneficial communication in the home. So completely opposite of all that Mercury opposition. It does say with this particular moon in strong opposition with with the natal Jupiter that it may be your relationship with your mother or another significant female in your life takes a turn for the better on that day. So it's almost like you speak up, and then instead of like you probably haven't spoken for a long time, thinking that it would like cause conflict or cause someone to get hurt feelings. And I'm not saying that won't happen, but it's almost like it breaks the wall, the barrier that's been there for entirely too long. And now, with all that opposition with Mercury, now it's like you're, and again, remember everything is degrees in time. So like the clock, it's like it's moving. So it's like further in the day after you've had this, painful communication that you really have to push yourself to do, then it's like all of a sudden the communication is very open on both sides and very it's going to be motherly, so like very nurturing and healing conversation. All right, Diana, that's what I have. Tell me, let me know how it happens, how it goes down. You did divine timing. I don't know if it lets you, but you can definitely just scroll back a couple. I think we did yours. Was it right before Diana's or the one before that? But I did it. I went ahead and talked to you like you were still in there. I knew you weren't though. Like Spirit was telling me. um, but it's on there. Like you can watch it. It's not going anywhere. And if you have any questions, you can always message me. I think non-biological daughter relationship will get better. I'm the mother figure to her. I love that. Interesting because mom has been calling, not knowing what day it is. Ooh, super interesting. Do you feel like you need to have a painful conversation, like something you've been holding back? I don't know what it would be about. It doesn't necessarily tell me that. Thank you. Thank you guys. All right, where are we at? Was that it? Was that the last one? Yes, divine timing. Thank you. Again, if when you watch it, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, just message me. Did anyone am I missing anyone? Let me know. Let me know if I'm missing anybody, guys. I do have work tomorrow. I'm off. I get to spend Thursdays with Carson. Thursday and Friday, really, with Carson. Sweet. Thank you, Diana. And thank you for the confirmation. Vanessa. Oh, yeah. Vanessa sent it to me. Let me go pull it up, Vanessa. What am I pulling up? Did we send it on Messenger? I see a message from Renee. Oh, Renee sent me her chart.
I see Renee's chart. I don't see yours, Vanessa. Were we doing a chart one or something else? Tell me. Renee has eighth house Venus too. Who else had eighth house Venus? We just did. I read. Oh, it was Renee. Never mind. I know, right? I was like, oh, it was her. I'm not seeing it, so if I'm missing it, don't hate me. Guys, I'll be back. I love you, Sandra. I'll be back Thursday night. I'm going to be doing all 12 signs. We're going to look at this Venus and Leo energy a little bit more. And then I know that we didn't do any lives. I took the week off, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed my days off. But I was looking at the calendar, and Saturday night is the 23rd. That's when we have, absolutely, Diana. That's when we have um, Virgo new moon. And it's the first Virgo new moon. There's two. So the first one at 0 degrees, we talked about last week. It's energy like it's new. But something that I was learning about the 0 degrees today is it's also energy that could make you feel like you're not ready for it. So watch out for that with the Virgo new moon. Um, I was looking at the transits and how it impacts my chart, and I thought it was interesting that the new moon was going to impact my Mercury, which is at 0 degrees on my chart. So look on your chart. Like on your chart, do you guys have anything placed at 0 degrees? If you have anything placed at 0 degrees, so for example, my Mercury is in Aries at 0 degrees. Um, 0 degrees is a young degree. So it kind of says that my communication can be kind of immature at times, right? Which is so very true, especially if I'm pissed off. But it also says that I feel like I'm not ready, which is funny because I really like to talk. I don't know if you guys ever notice the intros to these lives. I'm always like stuttering over my words in the intros because I get so nervous before I have to hit the live button. You know what I mean? And then it's like all the words that have been in my head about what I was going to say when I start just kind of come out all at the same time. I'm telling you guys. But that's Mercury at 0 degrees in Aries. So look at your chart. What do you have at 0 degrees? Because you could feel like that energy, like you're just not ready when it's time, right? Like you're being like the spotlight's being put on you. All right. She says, I sent it. Where did you send it? Did you send it to my email? Did you send it to our messenger? I see it. All right. Then that's all right. Let me look at it for just a second. Arcee, look at that 11th house. Wow. I'm gonna start using this app, like the app that you see on my screen. Notice how it doesn't use any, like none of the asteroids are on there, none of them. I have to go when I'm doing your guys' charts and we're talking about like Lilith or Juno or something. I have to go look in my Astrology for Dummies book to place them. You know what I mean? So that I can figure out because it doesn't show it to me on my app. Your app has everything, and I just love the purple. All right, here's what I got on the fly. Okay, that's hard. It's hard because it's 12th house. Everything in 12th house is harder. Um, so it's all subconscious. It's all like things that are like hidden, not at the surface, private, right? So for you, Venus and Leo on August 25th is going to impact your spirituality, your surrendering, and you're surrendering to something pretty specific here. Again, because I know you guys can't see her chart, but she's got 12th house. You're surrendering to loving yourself unconditionally. That's going to be 12th house Venus. I feel like Venus and Leo is going to help you face your like hidden wounds, um, things that you felt hurt over, or may have like allowed to happen over and over. And because again, 12th house, so you could the challenge for you is going to be like escaping into fantasy, uh, not delusion, but like daydreaming, uh, and also giving too much in love. And actually, because you have this placement, you probably give too much in love already. So Venus and Leo, because remember, it's all, especially for the divine feminine, it's about self worth and seeing your value. So it's like you probably already overgive in love, and this Venus and Leo transit is gonna help you turn all of that inward, right? Because 12th house. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that was helpful. It's so interesting. It's like we started out with very similar charts, but then it's like we got a little bit of everything all the way around. All right, Diana wanted talking to have Diana. I don't have video for cards um, because I took it down. But let me pull you a talking to heaven message. And yes, guys, please hit that thumbs up button, especially if you got an astrology read today. Hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you did get a mini Venus transit reading, when it happens in just a couple of days, guys, like a week away, come back and tell me, Rosa, this thing that you said happened. All right, here we go, Diana. Flew out right away. It says I had to leave that way. Um, there's actually three people in this card. Hold on, big yawn. Have mercy. Um, Miss L told me, she taught me about the yawns. I used to feel bad and think I was sleepy or tired or something was wrong. Um, that's not it at all. All right. So there's a couple things sticking out on the card. There's three people on the card. They're all men. One of them is going up a ladder. So that's pretty significant. They're all in the clouds. So the ladder is like sticking up out of nowhere. Like where this ladder come from? Um, all three of them arms are up. So what I'm getting here is this is someone that maybe left quickly, maybe unexpectedly. Um, this could also be someone that did like physical work, and this is a different energy, or I guess it could be a mixture of energies. But there's something about something having to happen quickly. All right, let's read it out of the book. It says, please don't relive my death in your mind. As from my perspective, it was very different from how you imagined. To me, it was like a dream that culminated in a very happy ending. Yes, I was so sad to leave you, our loved ones, and our life together, but I have to be honest and say that I'm truly happy here. My soul is so enriched by all that I'm learning, and I'm still able to be with you and help you. I'm finally free of all earthly suffering, which allows me to love you even more than before. My life plan was designed with divine wisdom that included the timing and the way in which I exited. It is the same with your life and everyone else's. It's exciting to finally know these truths and to share them with you. Please know that I'm truly sorry that the mode of my passing brought pain, and yet everything happened exactly as it was supposed to. You couldn't have stopped it or changed anything. There was no other way. I don't know. This reading is coming off a little weird to me. I mean, I always pick up like you have a very like masculine uh, grandmother. Of course, your dad. This energy is different. And the words that I'm reading, it's like this was the best card that this person could find in this deck to get this message out, but it has something to do with this ladder. It's got something to do with ascension. It has something to do with someone that like they went quickly or unexpectedly, like you didn't see it coming or you didn't expect it, and then you may have had some type of like I don't know, like I feel bad because I didn't get to say bye type of thing. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that was helpful. It says maybe my former partner, he passed away from kidney cancer, was in the trades. He knows when he passed, the relationship we had. Yes, it was definitely different, something different, pretty interesting. But there was three people on the card, so it was like your other two normal people were like standing on the side, letting this person speak, which is pretty interesting, right? Divine timing. I've been waiting tables ever since I can remember working, and your analogy with the bus driver is so spot on. I've been contemplating leaving my weekend job. I'm beginning to hate it. I'm just there. Oh my gosh, divine timing is so collective. She says, I'm just there because of the money. Was it today, Diana? Let me know. I think Sandra already left us for the night. I was in the mod chat this morning. I want to say it was this morning. My dear friend Paul. I love that. My mom had a very special friend named Paul as well. Interesting. But anyway, I was in the mod chat, divine timing. I think I want to say it was like 5 o'clock this morning. I'm just losing my shit cookies. Because it was like I was getting up and doing my morning routine. I really have to like stick to my stuff in order to have like a productive day. I may not necessarily have a good day or a happy day, but like in order to just be productive and get through functionally, like I really have to. I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning. I don't have to be at work till 10 o'clock, guys. Like it takes me a good minute to get my mental ready to walk out this door. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of stuff I do. There's so much breath work. There's so much stuff. There's so many different things that I have to do just to be able to go out. So I was doing all these things, and I was like, it was like I had this weird nagging feeling, like, why am I doing this? What am I getting ready for? Where am I going? Why am I going there? Why do I keep going there? And the interesting part is like, ever since spiritual awakening, the spirit has pushed PLR. Like, do PLR, create PLR, put your time and effort. There's no free time. Like, whenever I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, I'm bored, there's no such thing as bored. Like, it's all PLR time. It's all building this company. And I don't know, it's like it's not making the money that I needed to make in order for me to be able to be, sustainable, right? Like I gotta be able to buy groceries. I gotta be able to pay stuff. I gotta be able to get through life, right? And so I had to take this job. And it was like spirit almost compromised with me. It was like, okay, I'll let you work part time. So it was supposed to be just Saturdays, so I could do the children's activities on Saturdays at this resort I work at. It's the best part. It's the best job to have there, right? And then they added Friday nights and all day Saturday. So I knew when they added Friday nights that there was already an issue because we were live streaming on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And guys, Spirit for the most part tells me like when I'm supposed to change my schedule, when I'm supposed to rearrange, lives and stuff like that. And this one I did on my own because they added the Friday, and I was like, it's too hard for me to run home and get here, which I did today. So I don't know why I screamed it was too hard, but anyway. Oh, I know why. Because I get off at 6 during the week, and on Fridays I don't get off till 8. And the live starts at 8. I can't be in two places at the same time, right? But it was clear that Spirit was not happy about the Friday night situation. Like it was like I was only supposed to do Saturday. That was it. That was the deal, right? And I make a significant amount that I can work that Saturday, and it would be, you know, it would be a good supplement to my income. You know what I mean? So that was like that for most of the season. And then I like to panic. It's all my Aries energy. So it's like when my finances get low or I'm struggling with something, I still haven't got cups out. I just want you all to know, like, I still have stuff that I'm supposed to be sending out. So it's like I'm still financially struggling. So it's like when they said, "Hey, we need help closing this, the balloon store down. It'll be full time for 2 weeks." I was like, "Yeah, sign me up. I'm there." Um, that's my lack of faith, right? Um, and even when I say like I'm struggling, it's not like I'm going without anything. Like I'm making enough to pay the things that I need to pay. But it's like me, Rosa, wants more. I want nails. I want new shoes. I want I don't know, stuff. So it's like if I want stuff, then I have to do this job, right? So when I went back full time, I'm telling you, spirit got loud. And whenever we have free will, y'all. We have free will. So it's like whenever I go against what I know I'm supposed to be doing, it's like it just gets louder. You know what I'm saying? Like it's louder and louder and louder. And so this morning I was messaging the moms and I was like, it's just so loud. Like I'm sitting here trying to get ready to go do this job that I know I'm not supposed to be at. I know I'm not supposed to be out there. I don't know why Spirit is calling us to be more reclusive. Um, I don't have the answers to that. I do know we're not supposed to hide. I know that like I'm not supposed to, be somewhere where I'm not seen and I'm not heard. Like I know that. But I think I've been saying it for a long time that Spirit's been asking me to be very protective of my energy and who I share that energy with. And when we go to places like jobs where you know, we're in a place where we're not controlling the energies that are coming into our environment, right? Like we can't, limit certain energies, then we're putting ourselves in situations, we're causing ourselves more work, right? It's really what's happening. We're causing ourselves more work. Um, and it's distracting us from the work that we're supposed to be doing, right? So I think that's why collectively we're all kind of experiencing this work situation. The money at the treatment center is not good, but working both jobs, I'm working 12 days straight. That's insane. Yeah, we're going to burn out quicker than ever before. So if you were the person that used to be able to push through stuff, that changed. When was that? That changed with the Cancer new moon. The Cancer new moon this year. So just a few months back, that is no longer. You're gonna burn out so much faster. Like it's almost like zapped. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I don't know how to explain it. Um, and it's just because as we move into alignment, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna hit us. It's like triggers. Like when we see triggers faster now, so we don't react to them. Same thing. We're gonna notice when we're out of alignment or we're putting ourselves in situations that are gonna burn us out quicker, right? So I think that's what I was feeling this morning. It was like I realize it, I sense it, I hear it, and I don't know what to do about it. But you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see what Diana says. This is the first time he's come through. It's 7 years since I got my house. I feel it was him that made it happen. That is so interesting. Super love that. Divine timing. I feel the same. Diana works for a nonprofit. I feel like if we, that's why I wanted to do the soul circle, because I feel like if we got into a group where we could be like more one on one and like chat with each other, um, we would start to see. It's easy for me to see because I'm on this side of the screen, you know what I mean? But you guys are like one person in your home, so you don't get to see each other. But I feel like if we got to talking more, we would see that we're experiencing a lot of the same experiences, a lot of the same emotions, a lot of the same spiritual lessons, right? All that kind of stuff. She says, I'm not. I just started in December, privately owned treatment center. That sounds cool though. All right, ladies, are we all done? I didn't miss anyone. I want to wrap it up. Make sure let everyone know Thursday, all 12 signs. Guys, if you can't join me on Thursday, I completely understand. Those are usually like, I don't know, tonight's live was pretty long, but all 12 signs can definitely be very lengthy. If you can't join me, please no worries. Timestamps are always in the description box. It makes it a little easier for you to navigate. I do recommend that you correlate all 12 signs with all 12 readings with all 12 signs on your chart, right? But I will put the timestamps in the description box. I am considering doing a Virgo new moon on Saturday night, the 23rd. That is when the Virgo new moon is going to peak, and it is a very important new moon. We're going to have two Virgo new moons this year. It's not a black moon, guys. It doesn't fall in the same calendar month. But it's still one Virgo new moon at 0 degrees and one Virgo new moon like 29 days later at 29 degrees. So very significant Virgo new moons. We did talk about the first one already. You can find that over under the live tab on my YouTube channel. I do recommend watching that, especially as we're getting closer to that new moon energy. We're probably already starting to feel it. But I am considering doing that on Saturday night, the actual night of the new moon. So if you guys are new, make sure you have those bells notifications hit to all so it lets you know when I hit that live tab. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it. I love you, ladies. Thank you so much, moderators, for coming in and helping. Thank you for everyone who participated. Energy exchange. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and everyone have a good night. I hope to see everyone Thursday. I'm always, always sending you abundant love on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.